or false information, disinformation. I would contend that if you look at history, the real problems, one of the fundamental creators of problems down through 10,000 years has not been telling people the truth. It's been lying to them. Lies are the one that creates the problems. Lies create wars. Lies lead to bad governments, bad policies, bad leaders. The truth is what we need. And so, on the one hand, you have people that sort of believe that if people are told the truth, it's going to upset them. I would contend, no, they're already upset because they're being lied to regularly. The truth is what's going to make them feel good. The truth is what's going to make them less upset. So, I guess you could say that in some ways, we have almost diametrically opposed thinking. We need more truth in the world, not more lies. And the bigger the truth, the more profound the truth, the better. Right? The better. And there is no more profound truth than the extraterrestrial presence and its acknowledgement. And again, acknowledgement is more than just telling the truth. I mean, a lot of people know it's already true, so telling them it's true, but it's the formal acknowledgement that then unleashes a whole plethora of possibilities, policies, new options for the human race, and so forth and so forth. That formal acknowledgement is really a big deal. Trust me. This is a truth movement. The disclosure movement is a truth movement for sure.
Well, see, what I'd like to do now is take about a 2-minute break, and everyone can go to the restroom and refresh their drink or whatever they need to do, and we'll be right back. Is that okay with you, sir?
Absolutely.
Hello, everyone. I'd like to welcome all of you back to Ohio Exopolitics. I'm your host, Mark Snyder, and we are speaking with Stephen Bassett this evening. His website is www.paradigmresearchgroup.org, and we're talking about the new disclosure petition. I'd like to say hello to some folks in the chat room. After Dark Radio, we had Brilliant Essence in there. I think she just left. Eileen S. We've got 4 or 5 guests in with auto-generated numbers. Janet L, JB34, Kiku, Les Bannister, Rev1, Will, Spin Dave. I'd like to thank everyone for coming, and I'll bring Steve back on the line. Steve, are you still holding out okay?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think Steve has gotten back yet. Anyway.
I'm here.
Okay. Well, sometimes a break's good, but you never know when to really come back, I guess. I've got a caller on the line here, and I think this is Hugh, and he probably wants to join the program with us. Hugh, how are you this evening?
Wonderful, Mark. Thank you so much for always taking my calls. I almost feel like a co-host. I have been in contact with Mr. Bassett and have been asking him to start investigating me because I think I can throw a lot of light on what he's trying to do and really shake up things where they need to be shaken up and to keep things in the spotlight and not just stand in my truth, but also offer solutions and empower people at the same time. And when they see that and when it can be done in a peaceful, loving way, we'll transition into a wonderful new world and embrace the ETs that are coming to help us.
Do you have any comment on that, Steve?
Well, it's a healthy approach. Again, I think that until we, I think we need to take a positive view of this as much as possible. Though I know in case of some contactees, that's difficult. But we still don't know, obviously, the whole picture. But until we do, I think we need to take a positive attitude until we get substantial evidence to the contrary. And so I think that's perfectly reasonable. But my job is fairly basic. I'm not preaching by and large, any big vision, though I do talk about possibilities. My job is to get disclosure done and to end this embargo, which brings me to the fact that in addition to the upcoming disclosure petition, there is another referendum out there right now that you can sign up for immediately, and it's important, and I'm referring to World Disclosure Day, worlddisclosureday.org. That was launched by PRG on January 1, and the designated day is July 1, and the designated day is July the 8th. And there's a website for it. Think Earth Day here, a day of designation, a day of that people could focus on the issue, focus on the concept, hold events, or whatever. No problem. Now, obviously, that didn't happen the first time out because it was launched on July the 1st. But at the website, people can endorse World Disclosure Day. In other words, endorse this concept of having a day like this. Very straightforward, very complicated, not getting into a lot of esoteric stuff. And the fact is, we've gotten about 4,500 endorsements so far. And they're listed by names. U.S. people are listed by first and last name, city, state, and then the international people are first and last name in the country. And there's also organizational endorsements as well. And so right now, anybody can go to worlddisclosureday.org, and there's a simple email form there, and they can personally and/or both organizationally endorse World Disclosure Day. It takes less than 2 minutes. Now, we need those endorsements. We need that link spread around. We need that to go viral because that's not a petition. Those things are going to stay up there and build and build. And I think we need to hit about 100,000 endorsements before I can get some serious media attention. So the sooner we get... So anybody out there that thinks it's time to have disclosure, have the acknowledgement of this issue, they ought to be endorsing World Disclosure Day. So that's another form of referendum. That's, again, one of PRG's fundamental approaches is to find ways to get more and more people involved, to get the citizen message out, for the citizens to speak to the government. It's not easy to do that. If we had more funding, believe me, we could accelerate this process 100-fold. But without funding, we have to do it a little slower. But again, it's all about viral. It's all about going viral. If worlddisclosureday.org, if that link were spread enough, if it got on enough Facebook pages, if it got moved around, then we start getting some serious numbers up there. But World Disclosure Day is being endorsed from people all over the world. Every country, virtually, is represented. And interestingly enough, the number 2 country that, in terms of personal endorsements, just behind the United States is, and this may surprise people, the People's Republic of China. Very interesting. So I want to mention that. World Disclosure Day, you can endorse it right now, worlddisclosureday.org, and soon you'll be able to sign a petition for disclosure at the White House website as soon as that goes active.
I want to read a quote from Dr. Stephen Greer's book, Hidden Truth, Forbidden Knowledge. In Chapter 30, a chapter he entitled The Monster of Unchecked Power, it says the following: there is a relatively small group of people running secret UFO programs. In terms of full knowledge and operational authority, it has nothing to do with the President of the United States or Congress. Steve, I would like to hear you comment on that passage and whether or not you're in agreement.
I generally agree, yeah. I agree. I believe that the UFO ET issue has been managed for a long time by cross-agency committees of how many people I don't know. But to give you a sense, what is a cross-agency committee? In other words, let's say we're talking about ET technology. Let's say that's the fundamental issue, and there's a committee for that. Well, there are certain agencies in government that would be very relevant to. And each of those agencies might have a representative that sits in on those meetings. It's a member of that committee. So it's cross-agency, right? What would make this different from, say, a lot of other committees, and there are many in government, is that it's very possible that the agency that they are, quote, representing doesn't even know that they're sitting on that committee. And then you might have another committee somewhere else that's dealing with another aspect of this, maybe the embargo, the truth embargo, managing the issue. And it's possible that the people on the tech committee don't even know who the people are on the truth embargo or public relations committee, I guess. Compartmentalization, and plausible deniability and all that. But you can still manage pretty well that way, and you've got the resources, or at least the knowledge. The people representing each agency know kind of what's going on in those agencies. And so I think it's along those lines, though we don't know for sure. I think that over the years it is gotten further and further removed from any political oversight. Certainly the congressional oversight committees in the House and Senate, I don't think they're clueless on this stuff. And the president separated out pretty much. Maybe the president knows, but don't go there. Richard Dolan likes to refer to it. Well, he goes further than this, but I mean, he uses a phrase called the breakaway. I think it's breakaway civilization, where he goes even further and basically says that the management of this issue, plus all the underground facilities and everything else, have almost separated themselves completely from government and are off on their own track. I'm not quite there, but I do talk about a secret empire, which is trying to make the point that the vast intelligence systems now are virtually the sizes of empires, and that's not what the founders of the country had in mind. I don't think we can survive as a republic if we keep going there, and there's got to be major reform. So, again, pretty much on the same page there.